everybody, it's Jacki Jing with SiegeGG, and I am with the SI 2020 champion, Canadian, and obviously SSG, but yes, oh my gosh, your second invitational win. I mean, that's crazy. Did you ever think this was gonna happen?
I always believed it could happen. It was always in my mind. I did start to question the fact, like, maybe I'm just crazy thinking that it could happen again. But I always believed I was capable. And this event really proved to myself that I was capable of it, so it meant a lot.
Let's talk about the series a little bit. Whew. That was a little scary, a little bit of a roller coaster there. Was there ever a sense of deja vu to SI 2018? Did you ever feel a little bit shaky, like, oh my gosh, is this happening again?
To me, it was more deja vu to Paris Major, because at the Paris Major, that's when we lost 6-2 three times to G2. And that was just like, it was one of those days where, like, we showed up and we just had a horrible day, and, like, they were playing great and we just did not stand a chance. And it felt like one of those days where, like, we didn't know what to do and we had no answers, and, like, it just felt like a bad day, which would have been unfortunate because that, like, we played lights out this entire event, and to just have a bad day finally on this day of all days, it would have sucked. But we just maintained composure, and we kind of just ignited a spark on Clubhouse, our favorite map, and just rolled with it from there.
Okay, so let's talk about that spark then. How did you guys reset, or when did you think everything reset? Or was there a pep talk? What was that moment?
It's just we all have the mindset, like, next round, next map. It's just really like the previous map doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how far you were down in the series. All that matters is the map in front of you and whether or not you can win it. All that matters is the round in front of you. And after we lost the first two maps, honestly, we went backstage and we're like we could still do this. Like, if there is a map to kind of start this, it is Clubhouse. Like, it is our best map. It's where we get comfortable because we're so good at it, and we really did start to get comfortable on it, and we won that map, and all of a sudden now it's tied up. It's 2-2. It doesn't feel like we're at a deficit anymore, and we really did just start to hit our stride. Like, we started to get comfortable. It didn't start to feel like a bad day anymore. Like, we started to feel in the zone, and then we got on to Bank, and again, like, at that point, it was just a best of one. It was one map. So on to the next map, and just focused on playing our same game, and we did. We showed up, and honestly, that Bank map was some of the best Siege we've ever played. I kept screaming it to my teammates during that map. I was like, this is textbook SSG Siege. We are playing SSG Siege, and yeah.
Can you tell me what the perspective was like from an in-game leader? I mean, I can only imagine what's running through your head. You guys are off to a really slow start, and then it just seemed like you guys were on fire. So just kind of tell me from your perspective, like an in-game leader perspective, what that all looked like.
I mean, for me, like, I'm always trying to find an answer in terms of strategy, and like, just the first two maps, like, it didn't feel like I had an answer because it didn't feel like a big strategy thing as to why we were losing. Like, it just felt like they were playing better. They were hitting their shots. They were making the right decisions. They were working well as a team, and we weren't. And I mean, everyone on the team will agree with that. And it's frustrating as an in-game leader because it is hard to, like, you want to find an answer, but honestly, it's hard to find an answer in that situation. But then I think once we started to get in our groove and get comfortable, just things started popping up. I mean, Clubhouse, we just played our game, but then on Bank, like, we played a lot different than our VODs had showed because we played different bands, and the map plays out a lot differently depending on the amount of hard breachers that are up. So we kind of played a style on that map that they hadn't seen before, and we really kind of caught them off guard. And like I said, we hit our stride. We were kind of in that comfort zone, the flow state on Bank.
So as a spectator, for me personally, I was worried about you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? For me personally, when I saw Thinking Nade, that 1v1, he had 1 HP, his opponent had 1 HP, and then he won. It just seemed like a complete momentum changer for everybody. But maybe that was just me. Was that for the team as well, or was that the spark, or was there another moment?
I think that was definitely the spark. I mean, there was that round. Also, there was another round where Rampy 1v3'd on Jim. Like, there was just so many huge rounds on that map, and, like, that's what starts to fuel the fire, kind of, right? That's the spark. And yeah, just Nade clutching up that round, like we just knew, like if we stop, like that round, I think we got picked early on it, and we were like, all right, like if we stop dying early, like we start staying alive and just like playing our game, like we can win this. It won't be a problem, and yeah, just kind of went from there.
Okay, so obviously you have a storied history, a very experienced player, Continuum Evil Geniuses. Do you feel like there is an SSG era beginning?
I mean, I believe so. I'm not really the type to kind of hop around teams. I joined this team because I firmly believe in the style and structure that we bring here. And honestly, like joining the team, like I was even more surprised. Like I got more than what I expected. I think the mentality and everything of all the players on the team like was beyond anything I ever could have imagined. These guys are all absolute champions, and like they all have what it takes, and they're all exceptional at their roles, and just it's so impressive. And I was honestly so surprised that we were as like all these players were as good as they were, and just also the coaching staff. Like Lycan is by far and away like the best coach I've ever worked with. Sov does a ton of work for us. Same with Luke, and just yeah. I'm tearing up.
You guys have a great team for sure. So after you lost SI 2018, you changed your wallpaper. So what are you changing your wallpaper to now?
So unfortunately, I had been moving around a lot, so I didn't have that wallpaper as often. I do still have it at my house in Toronto, so I will probably change that one. Although I've considered like maybe not even changing it. Like I don't know. I kind of actually want like just the reminder of the lowest lows, like because that was my next invitational after winning the first one, and like I don't want to have any complacency. I don't want to go back there. I do not want to go back there. I want to stay on top.
Yeah. You've had some lowest lows, we all do, but you also have some really great highs, like this moment. We are so proud of you. Thank you so much for the interview. World champion right here, everybody. Thanks so much, Canadian. For all your Siege coverage, stick with SiegeGG.